What's up, guys? It's Tanner here. Before we start the podcast, I'm going to introduce my next guest. Caleb Bennett is a former D1 basketball player from Lehigh University. He recently transferred from Lehigh to Missouri Western State University to continue his basketball career. It's an honor to have him on the podcast, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Ole Miss knocks off an SEC title contender.
Number 4, college hoops, Lehigh, Holy Cross, Caleb Bennett, gets some. Leaving the baseline, makes the three, brings you 2. Lehigh gets the win, 99-94.
What's up, guys? It's Tanner from Tanner Talks, and I'm joined here with Caleb Bennett, the greatest basketball player in St. Joseph history.
What's up? How's everybody doing today?
Man, it's good seeing you. Good seeing you.
It's nice to see you too, man.
I'm glad you're on here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back in St. Joe, man. I'm
Yeah.
happy to be here, especially. It's a nice place. Nice setup you got here.
Oh, man, I appreciate it. It's kind of a poor man setup, but I got to work with what I got until I got what I want.
And, you're going to look back on these videos one day and you're going to be like, this is a start. Something great.
I know. Like the other videos that I had, fucking Mo's video, I fucked up the audio. Like I didn't put it to the audio that we have now. And so it's like really loud. It's not like good mic quality at all.
Right.
And then Boots' video, it's like shit quality. Like the camera, I fucked up the camera. And then with my video with my friend Nick Butts, the shit in the background was all fucked up. Yeah, shout out Nick Butts. He lost 160 pounds.
Oh, hey, that's nice. He put in that work.
Shout out Nick Butts. He had a gastric bypass surgery because he was like extremely obese.
Okay.
But I don't know, man. I'm proud of him. He's fucking liquid
hey.
diet, bro. That shit's hard as fuck.
To lose 160 pounds, that takes some effort.
Yeah.
For real.
I mean, I couldn't do it. He's on liquid diet for like a month, only drinking shit, bro. I couldn't do that shit. There's too many burgers. Bro.
That's not, bro. I gotta have my meat, no homo.
Right. Pause. Nah, but main thing I want to talk about with you today is just your basketball life. I want to kind of get your perspective on things to where people who are also hoopers will watch this video and they'll, I'm gonna ask you what it takes. I'm gonna ask you what your journey was like. We're gonna talk about your injury a little bit. You know what I mean? Like just shit like that, and how you went to Lehigh. Yeah. Just different shit like that. So like people, when they watch this podcast and they're hoopers, maybe it's inspiration to them. Maybe it's an extra step that they needed. Yeah. Maybe they get some extra info that they wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean shit. So one thing I want to ask you is like, what made you choose basketball? Like, there's football, there's soccer, there's tennis, there's boxing, what the fuck? What made you choose basketball other than the fact that you're 6'7"?
Yo, so, like, to be completely honest with you, like, I was trash at other sports.
Right.
Like, T-ball, like, I didn't make it past, like, T-ball. Like, T-ball, I quit in the second practice, so that didn't last long at all. I played flag football for a little bit, and, like, I made it to, like, 1 year at tackle, and I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. Like, I'm cool.
Didn't like getting tackled and shit?
Like, basketball's a contact sport, but, like, literally, like, just putting your head down and getting, like, hit every play is not, like, that much fun.
Yeah.
And then, like, other sports were just like, yeah, there's no way I can do that. So basketball just kind of came as the only one. And, like, my dad hooped, too, so, like, it was kind of like,
shout out your pops.
Yeah, I want to be like Pops.
Right.
I want to be like SB. So, so we were out in Arizona, and, like, that's really when I started, like, playing basketball around, like, I picked up a basketball at, like, age 3 probably at first. And then, like, it was, like, whatever. I tried out my other sports. And then, like, I moved out to Arizona. It was probably, like, 3rd, 4th grade. And I was like, okay, like, I kind of want to start taking this serious. So I started doing it.
How tall was you when you was in Arizona?
So, like, I was a chunkier kid. Like, I really was. I was probably, like, 5'5", like a cool, like, I don't know, guesstimate, but I was roundish. So that's the
He was in a basketball shape.
Yeah,
he wasn't in basketball shape.
I wasn't in basketball shape, but I was the shape of the basketball. So that's really what matters. And, like, I started off as a post man, and eventually, like, it was like, okay, like, I can stay like this, but, like, it's not going to be that much fun, like, just being in the post. And then I just started working on my game, and that's how I started, like, liking basketball a lot more. I ended up moving back here, like, 6th grade, and I went to Pershing, and then from there, it was just like, all right, I got a little bit taller. I started slimming out a little bit. And I just, like, that's when my dad was like, all right, so either you're really going to start taking this serious or, like, you're just going to kind of do it.
What's good about that is that you said that, you know, you was kind of chunkier back then, so like you was getting like that post game work in,
facts.
and so it kind of reminds me of, you know, how Anthony Davis was when he was in high school. He was a point guard, and so he was handling the ball, but then he evolved into a big man who could handle the ball.
Right.
So kind of like with you, it's you was coming up with the post game, and then you eventually evolved into a small forward, you know, a forward type position.
Right.
So you're like a forward that has post game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
feel like that benefited you a lot.
Oh no, for sure. Because like whenever I have smaller defenders, like if I don't really want to work that hard, it's like, okay, let's go down to the post, like mouse in the house type of deal. So
I get it. Like, I don't know. I just feel like feel like when people work on shit like that, that in the long run, it just benefits so much, because a lot of people are one dimensional with their game. Like me, I can only shoot, and sometimes I can't even shoot. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I feel like that's why you're such a great basketball player, is because for one, when you was younger, you took it seriously.
Yeah.
And you was also forced into different things that you really didn't want to do.
Yeah.
But you kind of not perfected it yet, maybe, but got good at it, got great at it, and then you kind of you transitioned into something else to where you can work on that too.
Like at a young age, bro, I kid you not, like my pops was having me play against like people his age, like the basketball leagues here in St. Joe. Like granted, there probably wasn't like any like studs, but like it's grown men.
Yeah,
and, like
still.
That's a difference. And like even at that point in time, you know, that's like middle school, and like I'm playing against these grown men, and they're bullying me, doing this, that, and the third. I'm trying to, you know, work on my game, improve my game. And I remember those like some of the funnest times of basketball, quite honestly. Like those like early stages of just, you know, developing.
Right. It's kind of like being a sleeper every time you're on the court, because, bro, if you're with a bunch of grown men, they don't expect you to do anything. And then when you do something, it's like,
it's
okay,
like,
this is,
hold on.
Exactly.
Hold on. The little kid did something, you know?
And then eventually you just kind of grow into that.
Yeah.
High school.
Yeah.
High school, what was your favorite year?
Oh, by far junior year.
Junior year.
Yeah, definitely junior year.
What puts that at the top of the mountain and that the other three look down at?
So, like, junior year was probably my best personal year, number one, but, like, as a whole, like, it was Lafayette's, like, probably best year ever, regardless of not winning, like, a state championship or whatever that may be. And, like, I feel like that was the best team that Lafayette's ever had in its history, like, some of the best players. Like,
junior year was... that was state.
Yeah, that was state.
That was state. Okay, never
state.
mind.
Yeah,
see, I was
state.
thinking junior year was your senior year.
No, see, look,
that's my bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, junior year was special.
Yeah, bro, that was a crazy time. Like, I literally like I just said that whenever I was playing as a kid was the funnest time. But if I had to pick another time, probably like that little stretch. Like, that
team
year.
was so stacked.
So stacked. You know, we got Diego up at Northwest. You know, Trill Skip was a bucket. Hopefully, he'll be, you know, back on the court.
Shout out Trill Skip.
Hey, shout out Trill Skip, man. We're going to get him back on the court. We're going to get him back right.
He's too busy selling jewelry. Well, he don't do that shit anymore, does he?
Nah. He's looking
he
for
couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, man. I mean, the people that I remember from that team was like, it was you, it was Nick. Is it Nick?
Nick Hubbard.
Nick Hubbard.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace. Diego. Gary,
Riley,
Tank, Riley. Oh my God, coldest bench, bro.
We had the bench mob for real. That's where like the bench mob originated. Was those guys?
God damn, man.
They were cold. Like we literally like.
That was such a fun team to watch.
Like our bench could probably go and start on like other teams that year. Like. Sixth
for sure.
Or whatever, like would go and start on other teams.
And what's great about the bench is that they knew they could probably start somewhere else, but they decided to accept their role and play into that role. You know, that's championship type shit. Like,
that's mentality though. Like a lot of like young kids like nowadays especially don't like have that mentality. Like it's like, okay,
it's me.
I'm not doing well, like I'm not playing well, so why am I sitting here behind this guy? Like like I think I'm better than him. Like what's going on? Like when in all actuality, if everybody puts their egos aside, like how they did that year, like no one cared how many points somebody scored. Like we had different leading scorers every night, like different people leading in boards. Like it was really just like we're trying to win. We want to win.
If you watch the film on you guys back then. Like, I don't know if there is any film. I'm sure there is, but
There's got to be some.
But yeah, but if anybody scores, just look at your bench. Like,
Yeah.
the bench is just hype. It don't even matter.
Everybody's hype.
Like,
Everybody's
who
ready.
was it Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle. Big
bro, Kyle gets in, bro. Fouls ass, put him to the free throw line, and everybody, you guys are celebrating like it's a fucking game winner.
Yeah,
like game 7,
like
game
4th
winner.
of July or some
Yeah.
crazy shit.
Man, that was such a fun team to watch.
No, it really was. That was like one of my favorite teams to ever play basketball with. Like, those are my guys to this day, for sure.
I'm not trying to like be a Debbie Downer, but losing the championship, was that one of the most heartbreaking things ever, or how do you kind of take that?
So, like, we had went my freshman year, but, like, freshman year for me was I played the first 6 games. I started the first 6 games as a freshman, and then I get benched. And then, like, I go through this process of, like, going on JV and coming up. And so, like, it's whatever. Like, I'm involved, but I'm not involved at the same time. Like, I'm here for the team, of course, but, like, I was upset with how my year went personally. And we lose in the state championship that year on a buzzer beater to Republic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, so was that the team with like Xavier Kurth, O'Shea?
Yeah, Chester,
Chester,
Billy and Cody Massey and all them.
Right.
And then, but like, so like that year I didn't really care that we lost. It was like we made it. Okay, we got 2nd place. But junior year when we lost, it was like whoa, bro, like we worked like all this, like all these nights, all these early mornings, and like you want to see it pay off, and those seconds start running down, and it's like, damn, bro, like what the hell? That's it.
I feel like when you lost, it was your freshman year. So like when you lost your freshman year, you knew you had 3 more years, and like when you lost your junior year, it was a different feeling because you knew how many seniors were on that team.
Yeah.
You knew how many people was leaving. You knew you wouldn't have a bench like you did.
Yeah.
And
never get to play with those guys again.
And not only that, but Coach
Neff leaves.
Coach Neff announces that he leaves.
Yeah, and that's huge. That changes like St. Joe basketball, quite honestly.
How'd you deal with that? You don't have to. If you don't want to talk about this, bro, you don't have to. But
no, it's all good. Like me and Neff have a really good relationship. It was hard at first. It was like, bro, like why are you leaving? Like, I have a year left. Diego has 2 years left. Even Ike, he has 3 years left. But at the end of the day, that's my guy. Like, he's helped me with so much stuff, and like you gotta respect those decisions. Those are grown man decisions, trying to do what's best for your family. So at the end of the day, I get it. I wish we would have went through a better process of getting a new coach, but we did what we did, and it was what it was.
Was that kind of like fuck it CB? Like, was that kind of like fuck it CB type senior year, or was you actually trying to like get your team, get the team to where it needed to be?
I really wanted like the team to do well, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I committed to Lehigh pretty early. I committed like in September, like right after my visit. Crazy. And so I'm thinking I'm going into this year like, okay, like I need to lead, like I need to show like why was D1 like. So when we start losing games, like bad things were happening. I got benched. Like,
this was your senior year?
Yeah.
You got benched your senior year?
Like, it was just for a half of a game, but I still got like benched. And
right.
Like, like you had these things happening. It was like a spiral, just downfall. Like it was going downhill fast. And then like at some point in time, like it was like in like late in the season, me, Diego, and Skip were like, look, either this like team, either we're gonna do something or it's just gonna fall out like this. And like we went on like a crazy like 8-9 game winning streak till I ended out, and then lost to Kearney in that sectional. Oh
man, I hated that fucking game. Finally they won. This year they beat that I don't remember who it was. Same game. We lost them 3 years in a row. Same game.
Same game.
Was it 2 to Kearney? 2. It was back-to-back Kearney.
Back to Kearney. Yeah.
Man, just fucking white boys who shot.
Man, like I don't even know what happened. Like they literally, I think we were down by like 12 when we came out. I think we hit 1 shot, and then they just hit 3 threes in a row, and then that was it. Like that was like it. Like we pulled back within like, I think it was like 6 in the 4th. Like I had hit like 3 threes.
Yeah, you were just coming down,
just launching it. Like
like
fuck it, it's got to go up.
I remember that.
And yeah, so.
I'm not a basketball coach. I'm not anything like that. So if I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, correct me. During those 2 games, it seemed like we was going full court pressure, or trap or whatever. Was it trap or was it press or what?
It was like a little bit of full court press.
Well, and it seemed like every time we did that, it would leave a shooter open on the other end. And it would just piss me off so many times because I'm like, why are we pressing when there's a shooter open on almost every time we press?
Well, you know, and like that has to deal with kind of like coaching, but that's kind of on the players too a little bit, just rotation wise. But like,
I'm talking about coaching. I'm not saying the players, it's the players' fault. I'm just saying I feel
but like coaching wise, like like we probably shouldn't have been like trapping like they were beating us up the court. Like,
right.
I don't remember those games like perfectly or anything, but like, you know, in situations like that, it probably does come down to coaching at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you said, you committed to Lehigh.
Mm-hmm.
You said right after you
I
went
went
over
on
there?
a visit. I left on like a Thursday night, got there Friday, stayed Friday, Saturday, came home Sunday, and committed like Sunday night.
Did you know as soon as you left, or was it like those 3 days, those few days, you're like, ah?
Yeah, no, like I knew as soon as I left, I was like, yeah, I'm coming here. Like this place is like hella cool. Like I like it there, and like, you know, I really do like it there. Like it's like I still like kind of miss it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially like the people, the relationships that I built. But like, you know,
home is home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what it came down to? Just home being home?
Yeah. You know, like I played my 2 years there, and then, you know, of course I tear my ACL. But even like before I tear my ACL, you know, I'm out there, and you know, I just wasn't having as much fun playing basketball. Like you see me this year on the bench, like I can't even play games, and like I'm into it. Like I'm, you know, high fiving people, screaming, throwing up 3 signs, you know, all that stuff.
That's
and
the
like,
team player though, man.
Yeah.
That's the junior bench.
Yeah,
the
and like,
junior and high
for
school
sure.
bench. Like you need that on a successful team if you want to be successful. Like
and that vibe just like it was there sometimes at Lehigh, and then like sometimes it wasn't there, and it was just like, well, you know, like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. And we weren't doing good either. Like we were doing all right.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, we're doing all right. Like I'm far away from home. I'm not having fun. Like it's just time for like a change of scenery. Yeah.
I remember. So we, you know, like I think we've always been cool.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
I feel like lately, you know, it's been kind of like, you know, me and Mo are really cool, so that kind of like ties us in a little bit more and shit, you know, and Skip and me and cool, like that kind of thing. But I remember back then when you signed, when you got shouted out by CJ McCollum, I was like, oh my god, bro, Caleb's famous, bro. Like,
yo, I thought I was too.
How does that feel? Like, just imagine like you're just scrolling through your phone, or you just get a notification like CJ McCollum. What did it say? Like added you or some shit like that?
He added both of the recruits that had committed, so it was me and the other guard that had committed, and like that's still like one of the coolest things to like ever have happened to me.
Did you ever talk to him after that or no?
He came up for a couple of games, so like I got to talk to him at those, but like it wasn't anything like extensive. It was like, you know, so like how you doing? Blah, blah, blah.
That's pretty cool though, for real.
No, it's still like hella cool for sure.
Man,
but you know, like when something like that happens, it's like, whoa, like, you know, okay, like yeah. Coach probably told him to do it, but like still. Like,
but at the same time, bro, it kind of like you float up for it, but it kind of brings you down because you realize how small this world is.
Small.
And how he's a human being at the end of the day.
Yeah, that also
he just makes
just
makes millions of dollars.
He's just really good at basketball.
Yeah, and I don't know. I remember the first time I didn't meet any players like you did because I'm not, you know, D1 or anything, But I remember I went to my first Thunder game with my dad.
Yeah.
And I was walking, and I kind of looked through the tunnel a little bit, like not the sports tunnel, but to where you can see all the seats and you see the court. And I saw Jimmy Butler shooting, bro. And I was like, I got starstruck. It's just that kind of that thing, because like, oh my god.
You see him in person, and like you finally are able to like realize that like, yo, like these are actual like human beings. Mm-hmm. Like these are real people. Like they really like are here. They're not just on the TV or on the computers.
It's such a crazy experience, but at the same time it's like I don't know how to explain it, but and I also think about it as in all those people on the court make millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're watching millionaires play basketball.
Millionaires, like they're
a game.
Yeah,
it's
wild.
It is wild, man.
I think one of the first like moments, like how you said, like when you saw Jimmy Butler, I think for me was like I was a little kid and I loved KU basketball.
Right.
And I went to a preseason NBA game at the Sprint Center in like 05 or something. It was like Hawks and the Trailblazers, and I seen Bill Self, and like I was like, whoa, hold on, and I like literally sprinted over. I was like, Bill Self, one day I'm gonna play for you. That didn't happen, but like, you know,
right, but still,
it was still like hella cool.
Did he say anything to you?
He was like, you know what, you know, son, like I hope one day I do recruit you. I was like, hey, I'm gonna try.
That's crazy. Shout out Bill Self. Hopefully,
shout out
hopefully
Bill
he
Self.
sees this and he recruits you.
that'd be funny.
Bro, KU is still home in a way for you. I mean, I'm sure.
It's close. My dad always like grew up, or he didn't grow up a big like KU fan, but he like is kind of like tied to Lawrence in a way, and so like I always like was.
Either way, your kid plays for KU. You're a KU fan. That's the end of the story. You can get a drink of water if you want to too. You don't have to. You don't have to worry about it.
Get a little drink, a little sip.
Man, yeah, the starstruck thing. It is so weird because, like I said, like I've always been a big Jimmy Butler fan too.
Yeah.
Like you know how I am. I'm like Russell Westbrook, but
Yeah.
you know like people like Russ that have like that mentality, like Jimmy Butler. I mean, I'm sure I can name off some more. I'm having a brain fart right now, but you know, players like Jimmy Butler, Russell Westbrook, they just give it their all.
Yeah.
And like just have so much respect for the game rather than all the other shit that other players focus on. Like Jimmy Butler, he went to Miami, and is he gonna win a ring? I don't think so. But I mean, he could. They could.
There's some dogs for real.
But I feel like he went there not knowing what they could be.
Yeah, no, he definitely went there in like an unknown situation, but
Right.
like that didn't like phase him at all.
Right.
He was like, "This is something I can take."
Yeah.
And like, there's only like a certain amount of players that do that. I think like you said, Russell definitely has that attitude. Russell doesn't care. Russell is a dog. He'll go against anybody any day of the week. It does not matter.
That's why I fuck with him so much because like
Facts.
'cause he's 6'3". I'm sure he's like 6'4", but he's 6'3". But he'll take it to fucking anybody. Like anybody in the paint, he'll dunk on you.
Does not matter.
Shout out Thormaker, like anybody, bro. Like he'll dunk on anybody's dome. Boogie.
Anybody, any big man, any guard, he's coming at you. He
He's-
doesn't full head of steam. Mad as hell at the rim too.
If he was, he is. If he was more efficient, like he was having the most efficient career or efficient playing that he's had in his career.
Yeah.
If he was more efficient and shot better, bro, we'd understand the LeBron comparison better.
Yeah.
Because he gets compared as a baby LeBron, you know, like kind of
Right.
like a primetime LeBron,
Right.
just fucking angry. When he dunks, it's a dunk.
Athletic as
the
hell.
athletic, like, because LeBron, when he first came in, he kind of relied on his athleticism,
Right.
But he
He
developed the
wasn't
jump
as
shot
skilled.
better. Yeah, Russ, his jump shot isn't as good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, but that's the thing. Like Russ this year has been like crazy because, like, especially in like the latest stretch before the freaking coronavirus decided to take us out. But like that last, like the stretch he was on was like crazy because he was only like attempting a couple of threes, like maybe 2 or 3 a game, and like was 50% and was shooting, like was damn near averaging his triple double. Like he was balling.
Yeah.
And Houston was winning games too.
Yeah, and the small ball thing, that kind of caught everybody off surprise.
Caught him off guard for sure.
First game of not having Clint Capella was against the Lakers.
The Lakers, and they win.
Yeah, I honestly, they're not gonna fucking beat the Lakers in a
No, they're not
7-game
betting them in
series.
7 because
Yeah.
PJ Tucker's not. He can't take
Yeah,
7
PJ Tucker's not gonna be able to guard Anthony Davis for 7 games.
A rotation of Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, and JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if you're 6'5", that's gonna hurt after a game.
Yeah,
or
unless you
2.
fucking triple team, which is gonna leave Danny Green open. It's gonna leave Avery Bradley open. It's gonna leave LeBron open to do something. Yeah. He's a bum, but
Man, he hasn't had the year that I wanted him to have.
I'm not gonna call him a bum. I apologize. He's not a bum.
He's not a bum, but like he needs to get his shit together for sure.
Yeah, I feel like it's just hard to play with LeBron, and that's not even a dig at LeBron.
Yeah.
It's just you gotta find that LeBron's the GOAT. I don't care. Like LeBron is the greatest of all time.
He is the greatest touch of ball.
And when you're playing with someone that's the GOAT, you know how hard that has to be, bro. When he passes you the ball, you have to make it.
Oh yeah, you have to.
Like you know how much pressure that puts on you.
Like he's looking for assists. He's trying to get his rebounds, all that stuff.
I just feel like people say LeBron's hard to play with. That's why Paul George didn't choose to play with him. That's why Kawhi decided to leave him when it does. That's why Kyrie left him. Bro, he's the GOAT. And at the end of the day, bro, he's doing GOAT shit. And it's not his fault that sometimes that his teammates don't step up to that caliber that he is.
Yeah.
And they become his scapegoat.
Well, you see, Kyrie, when he was in Boston, he called LeBron and was
Said
like,
sorry.
"Yeah, like I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of grown men that are gonna do that shit.
Right.
But, like, he was like genuinely like, "Yo, like this shit is hard.
Yeah.
Like being a leader is hard. Like I see like why you were the way you were.
Right.
Doing the things you were doing. Like this shit is hard, bro. I'm sorry."
Yeah, fucking Kyrie when he didn't have LeBron, never really won over 30 games or 35, or I don't remember what it was. LeBron comes, they're in fucking 4 straight finals.
Yeah.
Four straight.
Let's see, he came in 2015, 2016, 2017.
It was, I think it was 4.
It was either 3 or 4.
Because the first year, Kevin Love got hurt or something like that. The Warriors won.
Yeah, first year Kevin Love and KD go down.
Second year, 3-1.
3-1, they
right?
win that.
And then the next 2.
2 is when KD was there.
Yeah, but I think Kyrie was gone for the fourth one. I think Kyrie was already on Boston.
Kyrie was gone,
yeah. But either way, Kyrie, when he doesn't have LeBron, it's not good at all. And
that's why I don't think the Nets are going to be good, though.
Well, I don't know about that because KD has played the Batman role with Russ, and Kyrie is a great Robin, and so I feel like.
But Kyrie is like still as ball dominant as Russ is. Though.
Oh yeah,
and definitely he might even be more so ball dominant than Russ is because he dribbles a lot.
Yeah.
And KD wants that free flowing offense, and I'm sure like they'll maybe work it out, but I have some. I feel like doubts.
I feel like if Russ and Harden can work it out, I feel like Kyrie and KD can work it out.
But Russ and Harden played together before.
True, like in AAU and shit like that when they was younger. Yeah, I get that.
And for
KD and Kyrie are
Thunder too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my dumbass. Yeah, but I was talking like back then because they had that chemistry growing up. Obviously, yeah, they played for the Thunder, but I feel like Kyrie and KD are both kind of like the same people.
That's why I don't think it's gonna work though.
You don't think so?
I don't think they're gonna mesh.
I agree with that too. I guess because Russ and Harden aren't the same people. They're not. Like Russ is fucking dunk and yell in your fucking face, and Harden's like dunk on you and like do like the nosebleed and
shit.
Yeah, I get that.
They're like opposites.
I get that.
But I don't know. I think they're both. I think KD and Kyrie are toxic to a certain extent. Like
I don't know why KD does.
He has like 2 burners.
Yeah, he has 2.
Or I don't know how many.
I know he has 1.
I know he definitely has 1.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me. He has 2. Yeah.
If he got 1, he probably got 2.
He's got 1. He's got a burner for his burner.
Yeah, he got a burner for the burner.
He comments on not KD. With not KD, he comments something, and then with not KD 01, he says he agrees with not KD.
Right.
Man, I don't know. I don't understand how you can be that great and care that much. Which I mean, at the end of the day,
you receive I guess it's like a different era, but like LeBron doesn't have a burner.
Yeah. Could you imagine if we find out LeBron had a burner?
LeBron has a burner and has just been defending Braun since.
Like, you see, like, those Twitter accounts, like, LeBron is this, that, and that. Yeah. You like the Twitter accounts. Yeah. I see him retweeting from you and, like, Landon Pasley all the time. You guys, you two are little 2 peas in a pod on Twitter.
Yeah, I stay with Landon.
Oh, man.
I love seeing when Landon favorites my stuff.
I'll have to get him on the podcast, too, sometime.
Facts. We can just all come in here in LeBron gear.
Oh, my God. Fucking, oh, yeah. One thing I do like, though, is when Shannon Sharp shows up on like Undisputed with the goat mask, the Henny, the fucking Black and Mild. Oh my God,
that shit gets me.
He's always like, "I'm sorry, Skip."
Scope James.
Go. It's all like muffled. The go.
Facts.
We kind of got off track a little bit.
But got rambled.
You said you tore your ACL.
Yeah. So
how did that happen?
Last year on Valentine's Day, actually.
On Valentine's Day?
Yeah. So we were just in practice and just did a normal spin move, and when I landed it, my knee just buckled, and that was it.
Did you fall and you was like, oh, fuck, or was it like...
I fall, yelled a little bit, and then my teammates held me up. I walked over to the sideline, and I thought I just, like, had hyperextended it, and then we did, like, some tests. And, like, the way it worked out was, like, kind of shitty, no cap, because, like, we played the next day. And then it was an away game, so they can't take me to the doctor right now. None of the doctors are open. It's too late in the afternoon. So they leave me, and they go on an away trip, and I can't get into the doctor to get my MRI on my knee until the following Tuesday. So I'm sitting here not knowing what's wrong with my knee, thinking it's the worst. I'm already, like, unhappy being out there. And at that point in time, I was at my lowest low. Like, I'm like, damn, like, this shit sucks.
Did you kind of feel like they didn't care?
Yeah.
Or was it just kind of like one of those, fuck, bro, like, I should have been already taken care of type thing?
I kind of felt like I should have been, like, taken care of. Like, I feel like if you know, whenever a player goes down, like I understand like maybe like the circumstances were a little weird, but like especially something as severe as an ACL, like you would kind of want to know like
Right.
as soon as possible. But at the same time, you know, everything turned out fine, so I can't be mad about it.
The rehab, how long was the rehab?
So before you can even get surgery, you have to start rehab because there's like so much like swelling and
Really?
stuff in your knee.
You're supposed to like reduce the inflammation type shit?
Yeah, and also because when you get the surgery, you lose so much muscle that you don't want to forget like how your muscles were functioning, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So right after I get done tearing my stuff, like I started doing prehab surgery, and that was 2 weeks. And so March 1st, I flew home, and my surgery was March 5th, and from there, I had 8 or 6 weeks non-weight bearing on my right leg. So I was in crutches, and I couldn't like put any type of weight on my right leg for 6 weeks.
Right.
And that was probably like the worst time ever. That shit sucked.
So you was just in school, like, or you was just in your dorm? You couldn't really fucking go anywhere. I mean,
See,
you're
that's
in
the
crutches.
thing. Like, I came back here to get my surgery done. So, like, I withdrawed from school. So, I'm not even in school at this point.
Oh.
I'm literally in my basement, like, on the couch.
Right.
Just
Man.
off of all the medical stuff they gave me and all that stuff, just sitting there and just chilling.
If you didn't tear your ACL, would you still be in Lehigh?
No, I was definitely transferring after the
Either
year was
way, it
done.
doesn't matter.
So, it just kind of got me out a little sooner, I guess.
How was the transfer process? You knew you wanted to come home.
The transfer process was a little weird, to be honest. Like, yeah, I knew I wanted to come home, and like I knew where I wanted to go, and then like I had like a couple of places I wanted to go if like some D1s were gonna be interested, or like like some of the D2s, like a Northwest, Missouri Western, or like a Mo South for sure. But you know, when I get home, I enter the portal, and I don't even really like start doing my recruiting process until like late April, until I can like walk. Like I don't like during like that time where I couldn't do anything, like I didn't even really like care, really.
Right.
Yeah, I was just like, damn, like I don't even know why you're calling right now. Like I can't even walk. Like I don't.
Right.
I was just like I said, like at an all-time low. So then like finally when I was able to walk, I started going on like visits and stuff. And one of my first visits was to Missouri Western, which is, you know, here, so it's not even really that much of a visit.
Right.
And I go out there and I meet Sonny, bro, and like
Sonny.
Coach
Sundance.
Yeah. And he's everything that you think he would be. Damn, that's my dude for sure.
I saw a video with him, and he was at like a training thing with Kawhi.
Yeah.
Or something. Did you see that?
Yeah, no, he has all basketball connections. Like he worked out Marvin Bagley and DeAndre Ayton like personally all the time. He actually got invited by Marvin Bagley to come out to the draft with him, and then like, but yeah, Sonny knows his basketball stuff. You know, Sonny's a really knowledgeable guy. He's always trying to learn stuff. Like he's smart as hell.
That's awesome, man. You gonna rap?
Nah, not today.
You see the video with Jaden King rapping
He rap?
on my Snapchat? I'll show it to you later.
You're gonna have to show me that. Is it decent?
No. Jaden, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but no, it's okay. I mean, he was just saying shit, you know, Jaden.
Yeah.
So we talked about your rehab. We talked about your transfer. What are the expectations for this coming season? Are you ready? Like, are you ready to hoop? It's been a while.
If Corona lets us hoop. If it goes away by that point in time, I hope to God it will.
So let's say it does.
Okay.
What's the expectations?
Honestly, like, I feel great right now, and I have a whole summer to prepare.
Right.
And, like, that's the way I'm looking at it. And, like, I'm really just going to go as hard as I can this summer, you know, multiple times a day, and just really try to get my all into it. And then when the season comes around, really, you know, the goal is, of course, to win it all. Like,
exactly.
Anything less is just send yourself low.
Right.
To a certain extent.
Keep talking for a second. I'm just writing something down that I'm going to ask you when the camera's off.
But, yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I think we all come in with that goal because we were a young team this year. And, you know, we were picked to be 12th in the MIAA, and we finished 4th. And
which
so,
is awesome.
Yeah, which is great. You know, the guys really came in, bro, and they really embraced it, and they really, like, they stuck with it when times even got hard, because they had a chance to give up around Christmas time, because I think we were sitting like no cap like 4-8, something like that, and I'm just like, whoa, you know, what's gonna happen? We come back and we go on like this crazy winning streak, da 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 da. And so, you know, I think by inserting myself into the lineup, you know, I may not be the best thing walking, but I think, you know, just being out there, being an experienced guy, being an athletic guy, someone that just provides a little bit of it, you know, energy to the court, I think that, you know, we can go ahead and do it all.
Right. Who are some of your inspirations? Like, who do you look up to in a basketball? They can be famous, they can be someone who's not famous, it don't matter. Just who do you...
Basketball wise, like, definitely, like, of course, number one is definitely GOAT James.
He is a GOAT, man.
No doubt about it. Like,
we're watching some highlights right now.
Yeah.
Look at him. Bullying, was that Miles Turner? No, it's not Miles Turner. It's Myers Leonard. Myers Leonard, that's right.
It's crazy that he's in his 17th year in the league. Give me that shit. That's my boy Landry.
Landry Shamet? Is it Shamet or Shamet?
Shamet. Yeah, but definitely LeBron. One of my like favorite players actually, and it's kind of surprising because I never like really talk about it, is DeRozan. I love watching DeMar play, bro.
I like DeRozan because he's kind of like, I like his story. It's bro, he was a fucking gangbanger. He was in the streets, Compton, like, and made it out with hooping.
Yeah,
like, I wish he was. I wish he was still on the Raptors because that was his home.
I think that was a messed up trade, to be honest.
Like, it was definitely messed up, but it was definitely worth it.
Yeah, they got what they wanted.
It was worth it.
The Raptors got what they wanted out of it, but that was dirty.
I feel like they traded the wrong guy.
Yeah.
I think Kyle Lowry.
Why is Lowry still there, man?
Yeah, I don't know. Lowry's good, too. It's just, if
Lowry,
I'm picking, bro, I'm picking DeMar DeRozan over Lowry.
Lowry got blocked by, I think it was Kevin Hart, and I've never looked at Kyle Lowry the same way ever since.
I remember that. I remember that video. And Kevin Hart doesn't look at Kyle Lowry the same either.
I don't think anybody in the league look at that the same way. Not the same way either. Like, really though, it was Fred that saved their ass.
Yeah.
Like, if the Warriors didn't get like injured like that, number one, they would have won.
Even if they just had, even if KD was just out, I feel like they would have won with just Curry and Clay.
No, they would have won like that. Number one, let's just be frank and let's be honest here. Look, everybody likes it.
LeBron's signature. Look, he knew. He stares at the ball.
Is he gonna stare at it?
He stares at it, and then he knew that he would eat on the stare, and so he goes in. Oh man.
I seen somebody on Twitter, and they're like, LeBron killing everybody with the weakest move in basketball history. Ready.
Oh man, you was on Sports Center Top 10.
Yeah.
For a nice ass little play, it was catch it, fake. I believe it was like a jab step or something. You fake it out, and they both fucking go, and then you just drive baseline, get a little hang on the rim just a little bit. Yeah.
Kind of monkey swung to the other side.
Yeah. A little hype. When you fall down, a little hype, and you get back on defense. Man, how's that feel? Was you caught by surprise with it?
Honestly, like, I definitely didn't expect to end up on like SE Top 10 because, like, I don't know. I think I've had some pretty cool dunks, but I think I've had some that are better than that. But I guess not. But even
it's the exposure of being in a D1 game. I feel like.
Yeah, true.
In high school, bro, if you windmill, bro, I mean, you can go viral.
Yeah.
But Sports Center Top 10 is like official viral.
Yeah, official viral. So like when it happened, like, you know, we won the game. Like, we're lit. Like. There, I think the college was in like Connecticut. I don't remember. So that's like a 7-hour drive from Lehigh.
Right.
And so we're on the bus ride home. You know, I'm like halfway, damn near asleep, and like our video coordinator comes up to me and is like, "Yo, is it cool if I send this to Sports Center?" What? What do you mean? Is it cool? Like, yeah, send that to Sports Center, bro.
Yeah, get your name out there.
Like the next morning we get back, I'm eating in the caf, and then all you hear is Caleb Bennett, and I'm like, oh shit, I made it.
Yeah.
And then but it was crazy because at the same time I'm getting a phone call from it was either Skip or Jackson Steele, and they were calling me, and it was playing in the background of their shit too. And I was like, oh shit, like everybody's seeing this.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was hella dope for real.
I remember seeing that. I was like, Because I've seen you do crazier dunks. Like, I've seen you do windmills, and I've seen you fucking I remember I had a Snapchat of you on a fast break. I don't know what the fuck happened to it. Maybe I deleted it. I don't know. But, I mean, I've seen crazier dunks, but at the same time, for you to make it on SportsCenter's top 10,
it's tough.
That is tough. Not everybody can say that. You know, only a
and I made it at 4 too. Like that's kind of
it's not even 10.
It's not even the
You're
bottom
top 5.
half.
You're SportsCenter top 5.
Top 5, bro.
Fuck. That's an honor, man.
It's kind of tough.
It is. Did you get anything after that? Did you get anybody shouting you out or anybody like message you or any rise?
I don't think anybody cared about it for real. I think I got some Twitter followers from it though, for sure.
A couple extra 50.
Yeah,
something like
something
that.
Light.
We talked about losing to state was one of your heartbreaking moments. But
yeah, bro, that shit sucked.
All right, man. LeBron James. Let's talk about him. You want to talk about LeBron, so let's talk about LeBron.
LeBron is number 1 best basketball player to ever walk across the planet Earth.
So what about when people say Jordan? Like, what makes you tell them Jordan is not better than LeBron?
Bro, I just think, like, granted, like, it was probably, like, a tougher game, like, physically in the 80s, 90s. But, like, skill-wise, like, from the 2000s on, it's been, like, completely different. Like, the game is evolving at a yearly pace. Like, new shit is always happening. Like, I mean, look, like, the scores of the game are all the way up. Like, you go back and look at the scores in the 90s, it's, like, 99 to 89, some stuff like that. Like, MJ was playing against plumbers.
A cool stat that I think about is that this was a few years ago, which is now it's obviously more, but a few years ago, the team with the slowest pace, which is like possessions a game, which equal to pace, the slowest pace team in the league was the Memphis Grizzlies. Yeah, and that was a few years ago. So they still had like Marc Gasol and shit like that, which was
Mike Conley.
Which was faster than the Jordan Bulls.
Yeah, see that's what I'm saying though. Like and like. Now that the coronavirus is out, I've been watching NBA League Pass since they have all those like classic games on there now for free. And like I watched a couple of the like Bulls games. And I'm like, bro, like all right, he's good. Like Michael's cold. Like don't get me wrong, like Michael's Mike, but like playing against some bummy dudes, bro. Like some real like
the people were bro. He has the ball and he like fakes it, and the white dudes are just like,
oh my god, yeah, bro. Like LeBron is going up against like people that have been like fed like protein shakes since they were 2.
Yeah. It's just a different game now.
Different like era. Like basketball is like so like revolutionary. Like it's literally always happening. Like it's year round now.
And you can't argue that people now aren't more skilled than players back then.
But you got like 6th graders that are doing stuff that NBA players back in the day were doing. Right. That were like dunking and shit.
Yeah, I feel like the game was a lot simpler back then.
Yeah, I mean, look at the way they shot.
Shooting shots about their shots.
Or like the way they dribble, like it's like crazy.
You ever see that video of Michael Jordan? He was taking the ball up the court, and he like goes between his legs, and he like just like a spin move. Like it wasn't like Kyrie like or anything. It was just between the leg or behind his back or something like that. And the announcer's like, "Oh my God, Michael Jordan just put the ball between his leg and put it behind his back." like that's like a simple move now.
Yeah,
that's like a basic move.
Like you should be able to do that.
Like Kyrie does the fucking between the legs, fucking behind the back, and backflip, and whatever he's doing.
It's just crazy, like how much the game has evolved, and like it's no disrespect to Michael, but like LeBron is like, in my opinion, really that. Like regardless of finals, any of that shit, I'm just talking about the best basketball player we have ever seen. Right, it's LeBron.
He can do everything. He can score. He can shoot. He can pass. He's the best.
He's probably the best passing small forward, if we're gonna call him a small forward ever.
I would say he's top 5 best passer ever. I'd say, or maybe top 10, because now that I say top 2, top 3, top 5, I think of different ones. Like, I think Magic.
I'm putting Magic up there. I'm probably gonna put Jason Kidd up in there somewhere.
You gotta put like White Chocolate. Yeah. Like just passers, like, because that was his game, was fucking passing White Chocolate. But is it Pistol Pete, or is that the passer that I'm talking about? Yeah. Yeah,
but like. In terms of passing, bro, like it don't get much better than Braun.
Yeah, he's so creative. Maybe that's it too. They equaled up to a lot of assists, but like him, Magic, and like White Chocolate are just creative when they pass. LeBron, one of my favorite assists is when he's on the Cavs and he looks out to the 3-point line, and he fakes it, and then the
just,
two shoot that way, and he just,
right there,
man.
That's cold.
He got 6 eyes. He's got 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here, bro.
It's crazy.
Man. So,
He's gifted for sure.
So since the season is not gonna, I don't know if the season's gonna go back anymore because more and more players are starting to get the coronavirus. 2 Lakers just got it. KD has it. In the NFL, we have Sean Payton that has it. I just feel like it's expanding, and people don't even know they fucking have it.
Yeah, I think low key we all got it.
That's scary to think about.
It's like, I don't know. I think we all low key got it, but like it just hasn't.
Yeah, I mean, and people are asymptomatic, which means that they don't show symptoms.
Yeah.
That's also scary too, because like, man, I could fucking have it, but I'm not gonna know.
Even know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like a lot of the players in the NBA and stuff like aren't exhibiting like major symptoms or anything like that. So, and like also at the same time, I don't know if the season ends, like I just don't think like you can just resolve like basketball like that. Like it's got to carry on to like a certain extent. Like they got to at least play like the 1 seed versus the 1 seed, like
right
for 7 games or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you got to do something. You can't just end it like where it is.
I
right
wouldn't give a fuck if they just took off. They just cut the regular season.
Yeah, just start the playoffs in like July.
If they the first round was best 2 out of 3. Or if the first 2 rounds are best 2 out of 3, and then the conference final was best 4 out of 7, and then the finals are best 4 out of 7, I wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like right now it's giving the NBA a great opportunity to change up some rules and see like what fits. Because if this thing didn't happen, if the coronavirus didn't happen, and they went with the playoffs and they decided to change it to where it was like best 2 out of 3 in the first rounds or whatever, like it used to be. I feel like people would just be mad at it. But since the coronavirus happened, it gives them like a wide open window to be able to test something, and people will understand why they're doing it, and you can test it and see what works, what doesn't. That's why the All-Star game this year,
the All-Star game.
Oh yeah, dude, the All-Star game was fucking dope. Like they're gonna keep doing it too.
Yeah,
so shout out Chris Paul, shout out whoever was fucking in charge.
On that team for sure, because they did it right.
Yeah, that was and. How the winner of each quarter goes to charity, bro. That last fourth quarter,
It was
everybody
so
was playing.
It's the hardest like I've ever seen like one play like probably since Kobe.
Yeah,
like in 20 whatever it was played.
And it was just cool to see all that talent on the floor. Those are the best players in the world.
Yeah,
and they're all playing as hard as they can.
Yeah, that's what like all the fans.
At least 90%, 95%.
Yeah.
LeBron clamping Giannis stuff like. One thing is, MVP of the league, who is it?
The kid from Akron.
The kid from Akron LeBron?
Acorn LeBron.
Acorn. Kid from Akron?
Yeah, bro, it's definitely got to be LeBron. Like, I don't even think it's close, for real.
One thing I think about is most MVPs won because it's hard to say MVP. If you're saying who's the most valuable player in the league, who is it? It's LeBron.
Yeah, every single year he's been in the league.
It's LeBron. And
he literally like will leave a team and they go from number 1 to winning like 16 games.
Right. Fucking I just think Colin Cowherd actually said this, so I'm not going to steal it from him. But players have
and they only gave it to Derrick Rose in 2011 because they were tired of giving it to Bron. I'm sorry.
But I feel like players that win the MVP have stories behind it. I can't name an MVP that hasn't had a story.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
So like LeBron has it. His story is that he's the next coming. You know what I mean? So he's winning the MVPs and shit. We're just starting in like 2009. Derrick Rose, what's his story? It's that he's gonna become the youngest MVP ever.
Yeah.
And so you know what I mean? And then LeBron, he goes to the Heat. And his story is he's the fucking villain.
Yeah.
And he's fucking ripping everybody. Yeah. So he wins it 2 times in a row. And then KD, he's the next coming. He's the guy who's challenging LeBron.
Yeah.
He carried the...
And then there's the new kid on the block.
Yeah, and then there's a new kid on the block. Steph Curry, who's fucking shooting from the parking lot.
Right.
He revolutionized the game. Now it's a 3-point shooting game. He eliminated centers.
Yeah, bro,
we don't need centers anymore.
Yeah, if you can't shoot, you don't really
exactly.
have a value on the court.
But, KD carried it, and then Steph Curry shot the lights out, and then that was, I believe, his first championship, right? His first MVP year was his first championship.
Yeah.
And then in 2016, it was back-to-back. His story was that he was unanimous.
Yeah.
There was a story to that. Russell Westbrook, KD just left his ass. So his story, he's averaging a triple-double, and his story is that, KD's gone, and he can still do it. That's why he won it, which, honestly, James Harden probably should have won it. But triple-doubles was fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
you can't take that away
yeah.
from him.
Oh, yeah, no, I won't.
Yeah,
I won't. But,
Right
but a lot of people argue triple-doubles don't mean anything. But when he was having a triple-double, I believe he won around 90% of his games, I think. Which is
a crazy stat.
Which, either way, that's a great stat. And then James Harden. Bro, James Harden has been robbed of the MVP. You know, they wasn't going to give it to Russ because Russ averaged it again, I believe, three times in a row. But
3 times in a row.
They wasn't going to give it to LeBron because LeBron's LeBron. He's already won it enough. And James Harden is needing the MVP. And he's playing for the MVP. But that's when he went for, like, 30-plus and, like, 30-plus straight games or some shit, crazy shit like that.
Yeah, it was a wild stat. Like, hadn't been done since, like, Cream or something.
Yeah, something like that. But so that was his story. And then Giannis, that's the new kid. That's the guy who plays with his heart. That's the guy who came from Greece. There's that story. So you know what I mean? And so
then it should go this year.
Now
Right
it should
back
be
to LeBron.
Exactly.
He's in his 17th year in the league, on the verge of winning his.
That's what I'm saying, though, man. Is that we've
Fourth.
based all these MVPs off of stories.
Yeah.
And Giannis won it last year, but we seen what happened in the playoffs. That last weekend, LeBron clamped Giannis.
Clamped.
And then
It was like
then
bad
LeBron
too.
fucked the Clippers up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like back to back. Like
who was
straight
the
out
other
the
game? There was another game. Maybe the Celtics. There was 3 games. Shannon bet skip on 3 games. They went 3-0. But there was another game that week that LeBron did great in. I just feel like Giannis from last year, we seen what happened when they clogged the paint, and he was just exposed. He couldn't shoot.
He's like
Giannis can't make a free throw. That's his last name.
No, that's facts, bro. Because like I honestly was saying the same thing. Like the matter of fact that Kawhi was locking him up was crazy. Number one,
Kawhi is cold.
Yeah, Kawhi is an amazing.
I wish he didn't
defender.
have to be the other side of LeBron.
Yeah, bro. He should have just came and joined him, bro. We'd just be having a rocky, like, just a great time right now, to be honest. Like, we'd probably be celebrating a championship. We'd probably be about 55-4 right now.
Yeah, probably.
With LeBron, AD,
yeah,
and Kawhi.
Bro, that would be too much. Could you imagine? Oh, man.
Like, literally, like, LeBron wouldn't have to do anything besides facilitate. LeBron would probably average, like, close to 16, 10, and 5.
Yeah. Some weak-ass triple-doubles, but who cares?
Fuck it. Yeah, you'd have some, like 16, 12,
yeah,
and 12
you know,
games.
if you don't have 20 over in a triple-double, they call it a weak-ass triple-double.
Yeah, a weak triple-double. Like, you didn't just get a triple-double.
Yeah. But, as I was saying, was that, you know, Giannis, we saw what happened with Giannis when he played LeBron this year. Like, maybe not the first game, but, like, you know, the last game that we were able to see, LeBron was fucking him up.
Yeah.
LeBron is in year 17. He's carrying his team. His team is negative on a plus-minus when he's not on the floor.
Right.
Giannis, his team's okay when he's on the floor. You know, or when he's not on the floor.
Yeah.
Kobe passed away. R.I.P. Kobe.
R.I.P.
Kobe passed away, so he's dealing with that on his shoulders because he's carrying a franchise. Yeah. Anthony Davis, yeah, he's a great number 2. He's a great 1B, 1A, whatever you call it. Either way, he's a great fucking player.
Right.
Like,
great co-star.
Plus minus is minus when LeBron isn't on the floor.
Yeah, like AD needs LeBron just as much as LeBron needs AD.
Right. And, yeah, Giannis has a great efficiency record where his efficiency is great and it's one of the greatest of all time. But LeBron has the better story. And at the end of the day...
That shit not going to win games in the playoffs, bro.
You said what?
I said that Bucks shit's not going to win games in the playoffs, bro. I'm telling you.
I got the Celtics out of the East.
Low key.
I got the Celtics, man. I love Jason Tatum, bro. Jason Tatum is cold.
The Raptors are not bad either.
No, they're not.
I just feel crazy.
I feel like Kawhi taught them how to win, and so that's kind of like one of those things. Because there's a difference between playing games and winning games, and I feel like when Kawhi was there, he really did leave his mark on winning. Because they still have Serge, they still got Van Vliet.
Mm-hmm.
Marc Gasol's not there anymore, is he?
I couldn't tell if he is.
But I mean, they have Pascal Siakam. Mm-hmm. All those players, they learn from Kawhi on what it takes to win, and I feel like that's why you can't sleep on them in the playoffs.
Facts.
But I do think the Celtics, they're playing small ball too. People don't really notice it. I mean,
think they're running
Daniel Tice. Is that his name?
Yeah, Tice or Thies. Yeah, Tice.
T-H-E-I-S.
Yeah, something like that.
But, I mean, he's only 6'8", I think.
Yeah, he's small. Like, bro, a lot of the game is revolutionized the small ball now.
Like you were saying, yeah, man.
If you can't shoot, bro, you can't be on the court.
But, like I said, that's why I think that LeBron deserves the MVP.
Oh, most definitely.
But, last thing I want to talk to you about. I want you to, anybody who watches this is for anybody who's hooping, anybody who's coming up, anybody who wants to watch this video and learn something from you. Because did you play AAU?
Oh, yeah, definitely played.
You played AAU. You've been to a state championship in high school twice. I mean, and you went D1, and you're still hooping, and, you know, you have a bright future next year, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you've had injuries. What's the grind? What's the grind like? What's shit that you gotta like keep on? You know what I mean?
Honestly, like, the biggest thing is like self-discipline. Like, I think that's one of the things that my dad like tried to teach me as a kid, like especially growing up, was like, when he can't work me out, I gotta be, you know, responsible enough to do it myself. And it like applies to all aspects of life too. Cause like, while I was sitting at home after ACL surgery, you know, I could have just sat there, did whatever, but, you know, I tried my hardest to just even like lift my leg just a little bit. And, you know, it's just like just working hard and making sure that you are doing the right things, because as much as, you know, you do on the court, you know, you want to make sure that you're right off the court too. And, you know, the hard work part is probably the biggest part of it, because you may not be as like gifted as anybody. Like when I was telling you earlier, you know, I was a chunkier little kid,
right?
And like, granted, like I grew a little bit, but, you know, I had to put a little bit of muscle on. You know, I had to get a little bit faster. I didn't just get bounce. You know, there were late nights in the gym where I'm on a Vertimax or, you know, jumping on boxes and stuff like that. Like, some of the things, the products that you see on the court, like, they don't come easy. Like, they don't just, like, some people get you know, the God gifted ability, but there's, you know, the people that don't. Those people, you know, people like me, you gotta just work a little bit harder than, you know, the above average person. And, you know, it all pays out in the long run. When you realize it at a young age, it really helps.
Yeah. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on. I feel like this one kind of smooth, you know?
No, this was smooth. I want him to come back. We got more to talk about.
Once we get some more shit going on, maybe hopefully the NBA season comes back, you know, I can have you back on. But everybody who's watching, thank you for listening to Tanner Talks. Join here with Caleb Bennett, GOAT, St. Joe, D1.
Yes, sir.
What's the other nicknames?
I don't know. Hey, listen, if you need shooting advice, though, you go to Tan the Man.
You know, man, I got to pull out the strap sometimes.
Hey, listen.
Shooting coach.
Listen, it's been a while since I played with them. I can vouch that the last time we did, I think it was over there at the courts.
It was at Cottonwood.
It was over there at the courts.
God damn, that was a while
I don't think our team lost. I really don't. I think we went the whole night undefeated. I think Tan the Man hit about too many threes to count. So, on top of being the best podcast host that there is, he's probably the best shooter out of the podcast hosts that there is too. And I can vouch for it. We can meet any time of the day. He's down.
Facts. Man, appreciate you coming on.
Yes,
for
sir.
Real. Thank you
for having me.
Yep, thank you for listening.
Prince the producer.